Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mark from Solar Games, and today I'm super excited to do some content that I used to do. Enough of talking in front of the camera. We're going to open up some secret layers today, just the newest batch that I got. I usually don't want to show people secret layers on camera anymore because it's secret layers, everyone hates them. You know, I'm on this rant about if everything is special, nothing is. At the same time, there comes a time when it's a secret layer that you really love. And like I said before, you should buy products that you like. And so that's what I've done. I've mostly stopped buying secret layers. I used to do quite a big quantity. Every single time they are released, I would try to do 5 to 10 boxes of each secret layer, which tend to cost me a lot of money because, obviously there's no preferential pricing buying that way directly from Wizards. But, nowadays I just buy what I like. And for everyone else who, obviously can't buy secret layers or don't want to, at least you can, enjoy it with me while we open these, and I'll kind of share with you what I think about each one of them. Again, I think some of this art is really, really great, and today we're gonna have some super special, awesome stuff today. So that's why I want to share it with you. Okay, cool. So we're gonna be opening all of these, plus some of these, and then I'll have a really nice special one at the end. Cool. Okay, so let's start off the list with Yoji Shinkawa. So for those people who don't know, Yoji Shinkawa is the artist who is behind Metal Gear Solid. So a lot of those watercolor type of artwork is done by this guy. Really cool stuff. If you like Metal Gear Solid, great. If you don't, hey man, it's up to you. But I think the fact that, there are artists that like him who are making really great artwork, it's really fun to be able to kind of see what they make from Magic cards. And just to note, the cards of this set aren't really of value. So there's really not, anything there. But the point here, of course, is just, of course, if you enjoy it. One last note is that this set is one of the few sets, him and the JUNJI set, that does have an English and a Japanese version. So for those who are buying them on the secondary market, if you want to know how to tell, because it doesn't say in the front if they're Japanese or English versions, how to tell if they're Japanese or English, look in the back and then look in this top right corner here. And you'll notice that the Japanese ones will say, sorry, here you go. Wait, what? Are they both English? Here we go, yeah. Packaging English, contents in Japanese. Packaging English, contents in English. So that's how you know if they're the Japanese versions or the English version. Same cards, but just in Japanese. Why did I buy the Japanese ones? Mostly just to collect because, obviously I can't read Japanese. One of my friends can, I think. But I can't do it. So I'm just doing it more to collect and see if there's any difference between the printing and all that stuff. And of course I got the foil version too, just to see how that's all about. Okay. By the way, I really like what they've done with these secret layer inserts. While I don't like these packaging, that's the super flimsy ones, I like the boxes that they give, like these. These inserts have been really nice, and in a weird way, these are now kind of collectible as well because they're kind of fun. All right, let's get started. So we'll start with the English version here. So what's the best way to do this? Okay, so up first is Phyrexian Metamorph. I mean, that artwork's so cool. Look at that gold on the top right corner. It's so nice. Yep, and we have, of course, Tezzeret. Very, Metal Gear Solid style. It's almost like Solid Snake here. So it's really, really cool. It's really just a solid piece of art. I really like this style. Skull Clamp, always can be useful in Commander. Yeah, great artwork. Solemn Simulacrum, Sad Robot. And of course, Synapse Sliver. So a lot of the inserts in the back, these last couple sets have been slivers. So there's going to be, I'm assuming all the slivers are coming back in a set coming up soon, right? Not in, looks like Phyrexian all is one, but maybe in a set in the future. So there's that. So let's check out the same cards in Japanese, and let's see if we can notice anything different with these guys. Ooh. Dude, these secret layer packaging, man, sometimes I feel like I'm really going to wreck the cards just by opening them. There we go. Phyrexian Metamorph. Tezzeret. skull clamp, solemn simulacrum, and Pomonic sliver, different sliver. So looks like they could yield different cards. I'm not sure if the sliver cards in the back is random. It could be, not sure. Okay, let's open up the foil and see if there's any major difference here. Oh yeah, I mean, it's very shiny. It's cool too, because it seems like their foiling is nice because it's highlighting the artwork and not just the whole card, right? So these are really nice. It's showing up great on the camera too. So, yeah, and wing sliver, which I think I've already seen this one too. So these other two, Synapse and Pomonic, are new, but these two I have seen. Now, it's actually great. These cards are not curled out of the box. So look at this, these foils, not curled so far. So that's an improvement, I think. I don't know if they're changing the way they're foiling. So, okay, up next we have Junji Ito. Junji Ito is a great artist. He's been around for a long time. I started reading his stuff, I think back in high school. I think I was like 14 or something. I remember reading Tomie. I was probably too young to read that, honestly. But it was just really fun story and, you know, great artwork. Really, really like, you know, scary stuff people like. Plus you add a pretty girl who's tantalizing young men. Like, just, you know, all of that seems reasonable. Junji Ito is a horror artist, and he basically understands how to really easily traverse the uncanny valley. And that's a big part about why his artwork is so interesting. He can draw things that are just weird enough where, as a human, you look at it and you're like, something about it is just not right. So he plays with uncanny valley really, really well. Yeah, and his horror stuff is really just unique and different from other stuff that I've seen. So I really like his artwork. It's been one of my favorite things as a kid. So I'm really happy that not only has he gotten more mainstream in the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, 5-10 years, but you know, he's actually making magic cards. So imagine combining two of your like loves, right, together. So it's really cool. Junji Ito's foil cards are etch foil, so we'll see what that looks like. But let's start off with the English version. Here we go. Okay, there's carrion feeder. Look at that detail. So Junji Ito is really known for these black and white paintings, and it's all about details. I mean, you could see there's a person in the back. It's almost like you can read some of these tombstones in the back, and there's no reason why he has to draw that much detail. He just does, because, you know, that's his style. The other thing that he does is he paints all these like really busy patterns that almost like when you look at it, it makes you kind of feel uneasy. And that's the whole idea here behind Junji Ito and his work. So a lot of these shapes. And you'll notice, like for this one here in Doomsday, you'll notice there's a sphere, but on the sphere there are a bunch of like circles and swirls. So one of his Junji Ito's really famous artwork is he does a lot of swirls. In fact, he made an entire manga series called Uzumaki, and it's about swirls. It's a very good story. I'm not going to ruin it for you. For those who want to read it, go read it. Uzumaki is very, very, very good. But you'll notice these spheres or these like elliptical shapes are also look like eyeballs, and that's the kind of idea here, is that he's painting things that will invoke other feelings in you. Yeah, and this is a great example of Junji Ito's work in that you can see this is clearly a humanoid, but there's many things that are just wrong with her, like her hair, her nails, her body shape even, and the boils and the pusses really make her more just scary, invokes this uneasiness in you in the, of course, Plague Crafter. It's very fitting. Lastly here, Thoughtseize. That is a really superb artwork here, actually. And it's almost like you can see this idea, like it's not just a black hole that's sucking your, I don't know, ideas, thoughts through, but it's more like this almost like, it almost feels, you know, Cthulhu feeling, right? Like a Lovecraftian style where, you know, there's nothing you can do about this happening to you. So, and I'm very sad that it's just necrotic sliver in the end. I wish it was more Junji Ito artwork, maybe a bonus Junji Ito. That would be really cool, but oh well. I guess we're pushing slivers, so they must be there. Okay, let's look through the Japanese versions. First of all, I didn't notice any difference between Japanese and the English versions. But, you know, yeah, if you see any differences, let me know. But by and large, the artwork looks the same. Even the printing looks the same. Of course, we get Plague Sliver, and that's actually Necrotic and Plague Sliver. So that seems on theme. That's kind of cool. So they put, like, for JUNJI stuff, they put Necrotic and Plague Sliver, which kind of cool, actually, now I think about it. Okay, so here's the foil version of JUNJI's work, Carrion Feeder. Not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of this etching foil. It doesn't show up as nicely. So on the card itself, when you look at it from the card perspective, it looks interesting. It adds an extra layer of dimension that the card doesn't have. It's not texture or anything like that, but you know, I guess if it doesn't bend, that I'm okay with that. It is darker when you compare with the other artwork here. So for example, we'll take Doomsday, which is a great piece of artwork here. You'll notice this card is significantly darker, so you can't really see it as well. And that's the problem with this etching foil that they're putting onto. A lot of foiling, when you do it, you have to add another layer, which of course will add another layer that will basically make it darker. So it's kind of why it looks this way. But I'm kind of okay with it if it doesn't bend the cards, which that's the point here, right? Thoughtseize and then Leeching Sliver. Whoa, this is actually really cool because while this is not JUNJI artwork, it does have some of that feeling. So it's kind of nice. All right, here we go. JUNJI is done. By the way, guys, if you have not read any of JUNJI's work, highly recommended. You can start with Tomie, like Tommy, basically. And then you could also check out Uzumaki. I highly recommend it. And then there's a bunch of little short stories that he does. There's Gyo, Gyo. And then there's like, you know, the whole and other things like that. These are short stories that are 2-3 chapters, very quick. Yeah, highly recommended. Okay, coming in next is If Looks Could Kill. Kind of forgot what this secret layer is all about, so let's just kind of dive in and check it out. Huh, okay. Yeah, so there we have Azami, Lady of the Scroll, Liliana. Wait a minute. Okay, for 2 seconds I thought she was naked, but this is just more like anime style art, kind of. Not really, though. She's wearing some sort of mix between like a Western cloth and almost like a Japanese style clothes with that sash. So there you go. Reflector Mage. Adaptive Automaton. There you go. All right, and Muscle Sliver. By the way, I'm a big fan of this artwork here by Richard Carl Ferguson. It's just classic Muscle Sliver, and I love the fact that they kind of blew this up a lot more, so you can see a lot more of that card. But so far, I gotta say, man, these foils are not curling, which may be a good sign. Maybe Wizards finally figure out how to do foils correctly. Okay, next is Space Beyond the Stars. Here we go. Okay, Imprisoned on the Moon. Imprisoned in the Moon, okay. All right. There you go. Stasis. Just more tax stuff. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm not gonna play cards like this. Prismatic Omen. Wow, these artwork actually are pretty cool, to be fair. Wheel of Sun and Moon. Whoa, that's nice. It's more like tarot card type of feeling, so it's really nice actually. I like that artwork style. Fury Sliver, cool. Yeah, all right. Not a big fan of this one, but you know, I have it, so. Next up is Totally Spaced Out Galaxy Foils. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, yeah, that's right. So because I didn't pull any Galaxy Foils from the Infinity, I wanted to get this set to really just have an understanding of what Galaxy Foils. My understanding is that these are kind of like the Pokemon foils, so, and that is what they look like, yeah. So there is something kind of cool here. You notice how, like, look at this swirl here, and as you turn it, it's almost like it has a fireworks effect, right? It's not just like the Pokemon foils where it's just a one-dimensional thing. It does actually move as you turn, which I will give them that. It does look really cool that it's basically what they've done is it looks like the layering is done in such a way that there's like 3 or 4 different layers or directions where they block out the light so that as you turn it, it kind of almost animates the card, which I will say that is better than the Pokemon foils, because the Pokemon foils would just do the dots. They're not doing the 3D stuff. Let's see if it's, yeah, and these are all different. So the animations for all the cards are just different. So this one, for example, doesn't animate the same way the other one does. Ash Barrens, Command Beacon. Fable Passage, ooh, nice. Wow, that is really pretty. Okay, cool. I'm a big fan now. Strip Mine. Whoa, actually, look at that. It's like a void. I mean, if you like sci-fi, I think these are great looking lands. Prismatic Eyes are secret rare here. All right, cool, nice. Yeah, these I think these are better than what I thought they would be. Maybe that's why they command the price they did. But in my opinion, I think the Yoji Shinkawa foils are actually pretty sweet. So, okay, let's move forward with some fun stuff, I think. Let's do some old Warhammer. So for those that don't know, Warhammer has two lines, Warhammer 40K and Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Think Age of Sigmar as just like actual high fantasy, like elves, orcs, those kind of things. Whereas Age or 40K is more like space fantasy. So that's, more, your space pirating, space whatever, space marine, those kind of things, right? More high tech, less magic. Okay, so this is Warhammer says, this is the era of war, this is the Age of Sigmar. Yep, makes sense. And this is the logo for Age of Sigmar, by the way, for those that don't know. It's just this thing here. And if you're aware of like Creative Assembly's, Creative Assembly? I think so. Suddenly I'm now blanking, but the people who make Total War, right? They made Total War Warhammer, and that storyline is based on this Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, not 40K, which kind of interesting. I feel like Creative Assembly would do a great job making Warhammer 40K stuff. So anyways, the outer box for secret layer is always the same. There's a secret rare in the back. There you go. Ooh, it's a waste. Okay. That could be interesting if I can add something to the Warhammer deck without having to feel like I'm, doing something outside of the theme here. I feel like they've improved the taping here, but they've gone backwards again. So this taping is more like the one before, where it's super sticky and just generally annoying to kind of peel off. Wow, I don't want to get that on my hands. Okay, here we go. All right, Blind Obedience. Okay. Danitha. So I guess this is the reskin. So it's Danitha, right? But they've reskinned it as Niev, Black Talon, Archon of Everchosen, okay, Scourge of the Scourge of the Throne, Stardrake, and the secret, Galmaraz, the Great Shatter. Okay, nice. These are actually pretty nice. The artwork is really good. And if you want to know like what Warhammer or what Magic could look like, these artwork don't even look like they're outside of Magic. I mean, this could totally fit into Magic. So I think Warhammer working with Magic, doing a lot of collabs together, it's not a bad thing, honestly, for the future. So, all right. Okay. Let's look at these here. Oh man. Very, very tough to open these. Oh man, why is this already bent? So I just took this out of packaging and it's like already bent. It's not even a foil, so I don't know why that is. This is so weird. So yeah, that kind of sucks. It's almost like, I feel like it's damaged in the box when they put it inside this little flimsy thing and they like pressed it or something, so it bent the card, being in here. I don't know why. This design probably just needs to change. Something about that doesn't seem right. Anyways, otherwise the artwork is very, very nice. It's very detailed. It's a full art waste. Come on, camera. Focus. Focus. There you go. Look at that. Colors are vibrant. Artwork is detailed. Background is good. So, except the card is kind of broken. So I'm gonna leave it here. Let's see if this one's also bad. This is the foil version of the same. Wow, that sucks. What is that? It's already broke. Wow. This packaging is really terrible. Like, just like me opening this has now caused a damage on the corner. That's terrible. I mean, they need to make better packaging that doesn't do that. wow, I'm not happy about that at all. Of course, these are now, we're back to the bendy foils again, but yeah. Blind obedience, once again, foil. See, these foils are just not impressive. When they do foil like this, I'm just like, whatever, don't really care, right? Because it darkens the card, it adds a little bit 3D, but like who cares, especially when the cards are bent like this. It's almost like it's not, you know, you can't play it. I will say that blue does look cool, but it's not, like, my recommendation for foils, never foil the entire card, right? Just, there you go. All right, so foil the parts of the card that are interesting. When you do the whole card, you really can't see much anymore. Okay. And let's check this card. Any damages? No damages, but I can see that the factory printer sucked because they didn't even they didn't cut the corner smoothly. So you can probably see on the camera too, there's a lip to the corners. It just means that their corner cutting is really bad. Huh. The joke is here, they're just cutting corners. So yeah, this is a really bad print actually. So not happy about these overall. That sucks. Actually kind of fun. So now I'm a little scared because I feel like the Warhammer, my other set's going to be also kind of ruined, I think. I hope not, but I feel like it will be. So next up, Warhammer 40K Orcs. So I was really hoping they didn't do this. Part of them doing this makes me feel like there might not be an Orc deck for the next 4 Warhammer sets. I have a big feeling that they are going to do Warhammer decks because Warhammer has done so well in, you know, oh look, wag. In the market, secondary market, people love, or just market overall, people love the Warhammer 40K decks. I really hope they don't stop there. I think they should do 4 more decks, collab further with Games Workshop, and then get, you know, more Warhammer stuff out. I think the Warhammer stuff is great, and I really hope they continue that. Here we go. Orc Commando. Aggravated Assault. Wow, that looks really awesome, actually. Look at this Orc army going to war. It's got all their guns and, yeah, their war bosses in the back. Man, that's cool. Makri the Lucky Grot. Oh, Krenko. Yeah, there you go. I wish it said like 1/1 Orc creatures. Just go all the way, right? Give you an Orc token at the end. Gazcool. Yes, Gazcool. He's really amazing, actually. It's pretty cool. He's a very famous Orc hero. So, and Davocha. There we go. They're a flying vehicle. All right. Nothing crazy. I mean, I wish this was a deck instead of just like a couple cards to showcase the Orcs. Or Commando, Aggravated Assault. Yeah, so I'm not impressed by these foils. This is whatever. Gazcool, yeah, it's pretty standard. They didn't even like highlight the borders or anything crazy. Davocha, again, very bent. The easy way, or what I always like to do, is you can put 2 cards either back to back like this, so you can see how bent they are, or this way, and you'll see. So you can see that's how much they're warped already. Yeah, pre-warped out of the box. Can't do anything about that. Okay. And this is a different waist. This is more the 40K style waist. So here we go. Let's look at the, oh no. Yeah, it's bent again. See, wow, this one's just straight up damage. Okay, so I just took this out of the sleeve. So first of all, look at this corner here. It's like just bent. And look at the back. I mean, this is a straight up damage card. Oh, this is out of packaging. Wow, and this one has a vertical print line. You see that like horizontal print line right there? It's like they just don't care. They just print this stuff. Same thing, same lip issue. This happens whenever I think the cutter, the scissors or whatever they cut with are not sharp enough, and this happens. So this is, the Warhammer set especially, very disappointing. I'm not happy with that at all.